you don't know what this is when I stream on Thursdays, but also twitch.tv/realgoodai streams on Thursdays, and we talk about, I don't know, lots of stuff. We've had some really good conversations. In the past, we have had scientists on talking about their research. We have had representatives from other nonprofits talking about their missions and what it's like to work in a nonprofit. We've had streamers and creatives talking about being creative on stream. We have lots of talks. Sometimes it's just real good team members and we hang out and play games, and it's more for fun and just casual conversation. But the other times we have guests. Today is one of those times. We have a guest today that we're very lucky. He is sharing his time with us. Today we're going to be talking to Dr. Andy Wu, who is here from the ReSpawn Foundation. And it's not just me in the call today. Obviously, Dr. Andy Wu is going to be here, but also we're going to be squatted up. Craig is going to be here, and Mandy is going to be here. If you don't know Mandy, she is the director of Real Good AI. She's also my wife, but she is bigwig director of Real Good AI, and Craig is the director of outreach for Real Good AI. And before we get into it, if you don't know what Real Good AI is, I guess I should say it's a 501c3 nonprofit with the mission of making sure that since AI is here, since it is out of the box and it's not going away, we are going to do everything. And I say we because I'm the board president. I guess I should put that out there as well. But we are going to do everything that we can to make sure that AI is real good at what it does and also is ethical at what it's trying to do, or is done ethically, maybe I should say. You may or may not even realize you're interfacing with it every day. AI tools, AI chatbots, AI, lots of stuff. So that's our mission, but a big part of our mission is trying to use our expert scientists and our knowledge and skills and everything that we have as an organization to help other nonprofit organizations do their mission in the world, hopefully leveraging AI tools to analyze data, help them figure out ways they might reallocate resources or confirm that their impact they think they're having is actually there, and then they can bring that lots of different ways. We are trying to help other nonprofits do real good stuff in the fields that they work in, and that's kind of one of the things we're going to talk about today, because as I said, Dr. Andy Wu is here from the ReSpawn Foundation. And yeah, Dr. Wu, can I call you Andy?
Oh, sure. Absolutely. Please.
Would you like to go ahead and introduce yourself to the fine people in chat?
Yeah. Hi, chat. Great to be here with you. Thank you for the invitation. My name is Andy Wu. I'm the founder and CEO or executive director of ReSpawn Foundation. Essentially, it's a 501c3 nonprofit organization that's grounded in, clinical expertise in building hospital partnerships to realize adaptive gaming as a standard in practice. I'm an occupational therapist by background. I also hold a PhD, did some research, spent a lot of years in boring academics, higher education for many, many years. Finally got out, got into the nonprofit space, loving every minute of it, making an impact every day, and trying to do the best I can for the world and people.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Chat, say hello. Everyone play nice. They're usually nice here.
Hello.
But yeah, also Mandy and Craig. Hey, what's up? Craig's usually here. Mandy's not always here, but it should be some fun Fortnite today, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Which one are you, Mandy? You're Rumi?
Yeah, I figured.
Yeah. And Andy is Zoe.
Yep.
Yeah.
We're
And Craig and I aren't cool.
To be fair, Bob tried to be cool and the thing just wasn't working, so.
I know. It says I have V-Bucks, but then it says I don't have V-Bucks, and I'm just going to be the pink bear that I always am when we play Fortnite.
That's fine. Fortnite is fun, right, chat? You're here for it?
Yeah.
Yep.
Also, chat, we have heard Andy is very good at this game. So
Mhm.
he
I
might
am.
see a win.
Yeah. Craig and I did get a win last night. It was very satisfying after many, many losses. So hopefully the kids are at school today, not bothering us.
Yeah. Yeah, during the day is a good time to sort of
Yeah.
sneak in when the servers are empty and play a lot of bots.
Yeah.
It's relaxing.
There we go.
All right, so we'll drop into a match. You kind of said it, Andy, but to dig in a little deeper, so you're here representing ReSpawn Foundation, which you are the founder of. Is that right?
Yep.
Yep. And part of what your mission is you're building like a network of hospitals, right? Do you want to talk about, I don't know, what the point of the network is, or what your goals
Yeah.
are in that?
Yeah, absolutely. I think, it's really important to recognize, the I guess the growth that this field has had in the past 5, maybe 10 years, I'd say, and just the recognition of the tools physically that are available, the general public as they've, grown to kind of figure out that people with disabilities do exist. How do we genuinely help them, right? And it's this recognition that there's a lot of need around in the United States, but how best to concentrate that need and to develop the resources and the support systems and the visibility for the most impact that we can make. And I think it's through hospital partnerships, because when you have a problem like your neck hurts or your hand hurts, you typically go to your doctor. And if it's something more severe that's going to be like long-term disability or something like that, you probably go to large hospitals. And so partnering with hospitals seems to be the best way. And if we're going to go start this thing anyway, might as well loop in as many hospitals as we can, because it's not really well known in hospitals how to do this, and people just in general, right? And so just setting the standard and figuring out if we can come to consensus with many hospitals while we're at it, seems like, why not? I'm just starting out, might as well get ambitious and get crazy and figure it out with everybody who's interested.
Yeah, are you just sort of all around the country, all around the world, or are you starting in specific states or regions or something? Is there a strategy to it?
Oh yeah, absolutely. So I've worked with Craig for 3 or 4 years now. So it's guided a lot by what he's done in the past with me along. And so, no, definitely not worldwide. That's way too ambitious. I'm not completely crazy, right? Maybe one day, aspirationally, right? I think no, but I leverage a lot of my network from the last 3 years from my previous job. That they've been really fortunate to want to help me out now in this capacity. And so, starting out with them, we're looking at large metropolitan areas that have rehab hospitals primarily, very well known, high clinical caseload for certain diagnoses. So we're starting there, and then those are also coincidentally some of the cities that have a lot more resources and a lot more attention towards care for people with various disabilities. So they're more well known in larger metropolitan areas. So that's right now maybe the strategy. I would say, just to start off with, realistically, probably 3 to 5 hospitals, both adult rehab hospitals and children's hospitals, just so we can get good coverage across the age continuum, right? You got the young kids who obviously like playing games. And then you have older folks like us, I guess, who still want to play games, right? So that's kind of overall the strategy is what I'm using. Kind of figure it out from there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, eventually across the United States, I would think, because I'm an occupational therapist by background, so I know kind of how the healthcare system works here, which is the main reason why I don't want to venture outside right now, because understanding those healthcare systems in other countries can be a little bit more difficult.
Yeah, that's true. That is, we live in kind of I don't know if it's fair to say, sort of a particular bubble with the way that our healthcare systems are set up and the way stuff functions here. So
Well,
I totally understand that.
Just to be clear, I want to back up just a little bit and talk about just like the 1,000,000-foot view of like what your organization thinks. I mean, so I'm gonna butcher it badly, and you correct me, okay? Uh,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
the idea is that when someone gets hurt, that we want to help them recover best we can, right?
Right.
And your hypothesis is that video games can help make that road to recovery better, smoother, faster, more enjoyable, right?
Yep. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think, one of the core tenets of occupational therapy is that we get people back to their daily living. So it's kind of a weird, I say weird because it's a weird profession that it's not well understood what we do, because occupation in and of itself, the definition of it is like a job, right? That's what the majority of people think. And so, but if you think about occupations as those things we value in daily life, those things that are meaningful, I'm trying to change the narrative of like having people think that video games aren't important, right? But it is a very valuable thing. So it does help with recovery. It helps give people a sense of control in their lives. Helps them be independent, which is a very important thing, right? And also to feel socially connected with their peers. So it can be really powerful, for people, particularly after injury. Particularly, so my foundation focuses primarily on physical disabilities. But this is not to say we want to help somebody who presents with physical disabilities and also like visual or hearing loss or something like that, right? It's because it's part of being respectful to the person as a whole. So just to delineate that a little bit, it's different than someone coming to us primarily because they're blind and unable to play. Our foundation's more focused on, sorry to be nerdy a bit, but with OTs or occupational therapists, we focus a lot on hands, because without your hands, you don't do a lot of occupations. So one of the differences between physical therapy, which is kind of misunderstood sometimes, OT more so, is physical therapy more focuses on mobility and movement and the restoration of that, or the prevention of the inability to move, right? Whereas occupational therapy really is geared towards more, can I get you back to doing the things you love to be doing and want to be doing? Taking care of yourself. So like bathing, dressing, grooming, those kind of tasks, feeding yourselves, preparing meals, balancing your checkbooks, writing, things of that sort. So it inevitably involves a lot of hands.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. That was one of the questions I realized I actually don't really know what occupational therapy is. Sorry, let me just snipe this guy from... Got him.
Where is he at? Okay,
Nice.
good. Nice.
He's just knocked. There's a team over there, but
Okay.
oh, they're shooting back.
Shooting. Yeah.
But yeah, that's interesting. That distinction between physical therapy and occupational therapy is not obvious to someone who has no understanding of that sort of field like myself.
Yeah.
Are there certain injuries that you're planning on focusing on, or is your approach to be more general?
Oh, absolutely. So I think I want to start off with the primary ones that are most prevalent, I would say, in a lot of the population is that spinal cord injury, for example, causes often, depending on what level, but if you're talking like in the lower T or the upper T levels of the C cervical spine, definitely you have a lot of paralysis in your lower bodies, but then more importantly, for what I'm talking about, paralysis in your upper extremity, right? Your arms, your hands. So you can imagine, just as we're playing Fortnite right now, I'm playing on my PC with a standard mouse and keyboard, but if your hand's paralyzed, how are you going to go about doing that, right? So there's a lot of people with spinal cord injury that we're developing training materials for, but then also stroke. Stroke produces paralysis typically on one side of the body, sometimes both, but mostly one side of the body. And then any other kind of physical disabilities or conditions like muscular dystrophy, sometimes you have traumatic brain injury that produces some things like that, and then arthritis, anything that produces anything affecting the hands and your ability to interact with standard controllers or keyboard and mice.
Nice.
Oh, there's a car over
There's a
here.
car coming. Yeah, a shot
Yeah.
at them. Sorry.
No,
Did you
They're
get
not- they're not.
all the heals
They're
you
not.
might need, Mandy?
They're
Oh, they
not.
just rebooted over here by us. Uh-oh.
this person's in trouble.
Reboot right
I'm
here.
gonna hit him with their own car. Okay.
Oh, Craig, with the
Course.
car disrespect.
They came to us.
Yeah, they're
Um,
bothering
That's
us.
true.
What I was gonna say with that is, I know Andy said that he is using the he's using keyboard and mouse, and I'm someone that has a spine condition and had surgery, so I used to use keyboard and mouse a lot more when I played games, and after my surgery and all my different like nerve damage and everything else, I basically switched to playing controller just because it's more comfortable for me. But it's just interesting how like everyone has their own preferences and how things like that can change it, because I know that if I went and played Lucio the way I used to play, I would probably hurt myself. So that's why I try to play with like a mouse or with a controller now, because I used to spin around and bounce off.
Oh,
everything.
no!
Oh, oh,
That was a
What
terrible
happened?
mistake I've made.
what happened?
I just fell off a mountain like a fool.
Oh, that's not good.
This is not ticking super hard. Yeah,
There
maybe
is
get me out.
bad-
Someone's
there's
running.
Get me
bad
on the
coming.
car.
There's a team right there in front of you, Craig. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
I don't know what they did. They got out though. I helped, kind of.
All right.
Nice.
Try not to die again on my own. We gotta get a
Water
dub the
here.
first round out here. Oh, this is not. Yeah, we just need to get in zone.
Yep.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Oh, was that Craig?
Yep. The hammer.
Yeah, the hammer.
Okay,
Oh.
good.
But there's someone. They're like over here.
Okay.
in
Hey,
the
there's a
corner
hammer
there.
here.
What does the hammer do?
Loud. No, oh, between Craig and us. Roomy
It's
is
another me.
correct.
Oh boy.
One more hit.
If you
on this
need,
person.
oh, they jumped over to the right. If you need shields, let me know.
Oh.
They-
There's one
they
on
went
the
way over
side,
here?
too.
Oh, I stink.
There's a car.
Oh, good, Mandy. There was another one, I think, Mandy. I'm above you, though.
Above us.
They're going
Oh.
back, like in the storm for something.
Yeah, right underneath you there.
Oh, there we
Uh-oh.
go. Nice, man.
Someone's
I'm
hitting me.
Phew!
I think that was
We
might be a
can't get in the
problem.
circle still, huh?
Yeah, we need to get a shimmy on.
Oh, there's a Batmobile driving. That's not us.
Someone just revivulated themselves.
We're doing good though. We have
Ew.
18 kills so far.
Over to the left.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's like an NPC. I'm a fool.
Yeah, there's an NPC there, but there's
A foolish
that's
fool.
also where the Batmobile went.
There's some firing over here. Oh, they're on top of the hill here.
Oh, I don't have an angle. I'm gonna wrap around. Try. Or Craig is gonna hammer at them.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, we'll see if it works.
Oh,
well, though.
there's a car coming. Help, help, help. Back by me.
Okay, okay.
Much help needed. Woo, running.
I pressured the one away from you. They're getting
Thank
back in
you.
the car, I think.
I'm gonna hammer them when they move.
Are we good on the top of this hill? Person went way back. Do you have heals, Mandy?
I'm good. They didn't actually hit me. They just pulled up
Oh,
right next
okay.
to me in a car.
And every time I play any
I
video
just
game
got-
where I need to look
We
at
are
something
not
for
good at the
extended
top
period.
of the hill.
Oh man, can't hit him.
I'm close.
Help.
Oh, I see that.
Oh,
Okay. Going to Mandy.
So the hammer gives me like mobility, huh?
Yeah.
How does that work?
The left click or right
Well,
click.
right click.
The
Right click.
fighting. They need help.
Snap.
I am trying
You're
to use the
playing with
hammer
the
to get.
hammer.
Oh, no,
I'm trying to use the hammer to get to you.
Okay.
It's okay. It's okay.
I was
reloading.
trying to get somewhere I wasn't faster.
Okay, knock. Oh, get out.
Please
Oh
get me.
no.
Oh god, now I'm
Oh,
dead
no.
because storm.
Oh no.
Uh,
That's your left.
remember me.
Stop moving.
I'm gonna die before this goes off.
All right.
I got the card.
All right. Well, there might be a
Oh,
revive
boy.
somewhere in here.
That's okay.
Oh,
Just get
boy.
Andy up.
Oh, I'm up. I escaped.
Andy is.
I gotta get out of
fine.
storm though.
Ah.
Yeah, storm is not great.
No.
There were guys up here, Craig.
Yeah. Yeah, there's like
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Man, that circle is getting
Ooh,
out of
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
we have a there was a question in the chat from someone that said, "Are you familiar with the access controllers from PlayStation?"
Interesting.
Oh yeah. So that came out last December, I want to say. Pretty good reception, but it's not for everybody. But I think it's more about the concept of, adapting it. It comes with a joystick, which is often very lacking in a lot of the solutions that you see out there, particularly in the market. And so from that perspective, it's really great. It's pretty low cost because it comes with a lot of buttons as well. It's arranged in kind of a circular shape. Hang on just a second. Oh my, that was not great.
Wait, where are
it's
they?
arranged right next to me.
I nailed it.
Oh,
biscuits.
Yeah, rough, man. This guy here. I think there's one up there somewhere.
Okay, Andy, I'm gonna save you.
Oi!
That's saving me?
Is that
Yeah.
saving him?
Yeah,
Is that how we do that?
Thanks, man.
yeah.
There's one right across though.
Well,
on the
okay,
island.
we're gonna save you this way.
Okay, great. Yeah,
Okay,
that's
okay.
Perfect.
Okay. Don't die. Okay.
Oh man, I'm so close. You have some heals?
I've got yeah.
Oh
Dude,
no!
Oh
this.
my
Oh,
god.
no.
Dude, that's
We did
so rough.
so much work.
No, I'll answer the question though. Yeah, the PlayStation Access Control. I think it's great. I think it's great from the perspective that PlayStation is investing in a controller that's native to their platform, PS5, right? So there's great customization to it. And again, as I mentioned, it comes with a joystick inherently built in. There are a lot of peripherals being developed for it, but you can pair up two of them to work together as one controller. So you can imagine putting them on different areas of within relation to your body to be able to control the game. And two of them really relatively low cost. Each of them, I think, retails at $90. So for two controllers, you're talking maybe 200 or so, a little less than 200. So overall, not bad. All the topper, I have one right next to me actually. All these different toppers here that you see, they can
That's
be
one really-
adjusted and everything. So it's kind of great to where, you can customize it for what you're needing. So. Man, I'm dead just watching Craig bounce
There's
around.
one right on me, Craig.
Okay.
Right where I
Ooh.
just popped.
Where are you? I don't even see your. Okay, I see you.
Top of the hill above you. Yeah, you see him up there.
1 versus 1, Craig.
It's you and
Got it.
him.
Oh,
Got it.
I have no
If
help.
only you had heals.
Maybe I can just
Hey,
knock
listen.
him off.
Do it,
Oh,
Craig.
yeet him!
Oh,
Oh my
so
gosh,
awesome.
that might do it.
Did that work?
That might do it. That might do it. Do you have anything to shoot him
Oh.
with while he's out there?
I don't know.
He's coming in. He's down
To your
left.
left, to your
I'm
left.
just-
There. Yeah.
Like for the right. He's on the edge of the
No,
storm.
further right. Yeah.
I don't see him.
He's down. He's down there on the edge of the storm, on low on
I
the
see him, I
mountain.
see him.
Yeah. Ooh.
Don't let it touch you, Craig.
Run,
Oh,
run,
you
run.
can't let it touch
No!
you, Craig.
Craig.
No!
Oh.
Oh,
I couldn't move.
so close.
Oh man.
Good job, Craig.
Oh, so
Oh,
close.
It's close.
You were really good with the hammer.
Yeah.
I tried. That was a
Oh,
lot.
Close. That was close.
That was a pretty good first match.
Warm up round.
Whew.
Okay, what's the current meta? Do we play again or do we return to lobby?
Ooh. Let's return to lobby. I feel like that's I like hitting play
Okay.
again,
Oh, okay.
like it's gonna work, and it sometimes does, but then sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah, does that still just break half the time? Because I remember that being a problem.
Ooh, all this. Okay.
That one was close.
That was really close. Lost our crowns, Craig.
Oh,
It's okay.
man.
We can earn some.
Bummer.
All right, scanning chat. Yeah, I think Craig caught the questions. Sorry, even Google signed me out. I love this. This is my favorite.
Are you okay, Bob?
Yeah, that's fine. I'm just gonna. Okay, I'll just let that go. A thing I was actively using signed me out mid usage, so it goes.
Wow.
So yeah, Chad had just asked about the Sony controller. Sorry, we were right at the end of that match. Did you talk about if you use those in your in what you're doing at ReSpawn? I know you said your opinion on them, and
Yeah, we do use them. It's part of, so for these hospital deployments, right? Many of the hospitals do have some of the equipment. Some of them don't have any equipment. And so some of them are in the process of interested in purchasing equipment. But what we do is provide best recommendations. Sometimes we have some that we can leverage from our partners to be able to give away, but these base set of equipments that I would recommend to hospitals to purchase and or outright give to them as part of the programming. That's one of them because it does natively work with PS5. And so having that as a tool in the hospital settings for, because there's a lot of players that play PS5, obviously, and we want them to remain on the PS5. Controls are kind of finicky. They're kind of interesting in the fact that an Xbox controller can't work with the PlayStation 5, right? And vice versa, typically. You need adapters or really finicky ways to get into the systems. And so having people remain on the systems that they love, they've devoted a lot of money into as far as games, or they have their friends there, is really important. So yeah, absolutely, we do use those as one of the things that hospitals will want to pick up.
Do you find that hospitals are excited to get your ideas going, or are they resistive? Are they more old school in their thoughts?
It's a little bit of both, actually. Well, so typically I would say hospitals are a little more reserved about it because, and this book goes for mainly more for, I think, adult hospitals, for the majority, right? I think that, it goes a long way to have some of like internal champions that really do love video games and see the value in it to really push it at the hospitals on our behalf. But then still at the same time, it takes a lot of effort for management to want to buy into that. And there's many, many layers and, you know, approvals that are necessary. So, but yeah, I think once they get on board and they see the value, and that's part of it too, actually, we're trying to drive that passion for traditional spaces that don't consider this valuable. You know, I grew up in the 80s. I mean, I've played games all my life, and I think there's a recognition that most people are like, oh, it's a frivolous activity, right? It's just for fun, right? But it can be so powerful, particularly when you talk about these settings. And then the hospitals are a very good example of that, where, you know, there's a difference between like therapeutic gaming and adaptive gaming. Therapeutic gaming is more for like reaching therapy goals. Adaptive gaming is more for like recreation and fun. But, you know, therapists are OTs, PTs, SLPs, speech language pathologists. One of the things that, you know, I think is really important, and one of my partners that I work with, and she's a speech language pathologist, kind of said to me the other day that I'm going to repeat, is we always try to find what's intrinsically motivating for people to get them back into therapy and to increase therapy adherence and compliance with, you know, boring exercises and all that. Games are so intrinsically motivating for a lot of people, actually, because there's objectives to it. There's things you need to do in it to reach those objectives. You got to pay attention to it. So they kind of get locked in. Whereas, like, you know, for OTs at least, we're very well known to be helping people with like, it's funny, like ring toss activities or beanbag activities, which I guess to some extent it could be motivating, but not really. So it's about, you know, we're trying to instill some of that passion for the gaming for traditional spaces that don't really consider it. And it kind of depends on where the hospital is and how innovative so some hospitals have innovation branches or departments. So those obviously are targeting a lot for that innovation, and this being one of those. And then assistive technology programs or departments within hospitals usually are the ones to push this kind of program development. So it does kind of depend. Some are kind of resistant. They're like, no, I don't know. There's no reimbursement mechanism for this. There's, you know, a lack of interest from the therapist standpoint. So it gets kind of, that's like an uphill battle with some of those places. But
yeah. I guess this is kind of the flip side, but you did mention compliance is really tough. I mean, in the medical stuff in general, getting patients to comply and follow, you know, prescribed whatever. Have you ever had it where like someone who was kind of non-compliant, who was kind of difficult, gaming was a thing that maybe wasn't as big for them or wasn't something they did before, and that was like something that got them more motivated and interested? Or is it usually someone where it's like gaming is already a thing that they do, let's incorporate this into your plan? And
no, yeah, it's absolutely both. I've seen both, really, to where they didn't know it was possible or they didn't know the possibilities. The first one, the latter that you talked about, getting back into gaming and as their focus, yeah, absolutely. There's a lot of compliance and motivation towards wanting to, you know, learn how to use the stuff, learn how to get back into the game. But for the first one you talked about, where they might not have been a gamer before, you know, getting into games, you know, especially with PC gaming, we'll often recommend people with higher level injuries or more motor impairment to go to PC gaming long term, because it provides a lot of flexibility for the tools. But then also, you know, it provides this opportunity that, you know, the same tools that you use for gaming could very well be the same tools you use for general computer use and general access to be able to communicate via email, via video chats with your friends and whatnot, right? So why not just go that way? And then people do see the value in combining some of these, or starting with gaming as the primary to get to those other more important ones, or vice versa, right? Ouch. Hockey can't shoot.
Oh, close on me.
Oh,
All right, knocked over on me.
It's like a whole
How many
chunk of people.
squads are here? Holy
Oh, I
cow.
know.
A lot.
We have apparently discovered the party.
Man,
Oh my
there's a lot.
gosh.
Holy moly.
We get
What
to
are you
kill
doing,
them
Craig?
all. It's an opportunity.
I don't know what this thing is. I'm just trying to throw it at him. It's
It's
doing
a
nothing.
teleport, man.
Oh,
It's a teleport.
Well, that explains why it's not hurting them at all.
At all.
I wanted them to teleport away, maybe, you know, but they were just
Oh,
giving him
that's
a
so
hint.
No, that's fair. That's fair.
From behind.
Oh, man.
You were just being like, hey, leave.
Yeah.
Yeah, over on the road. None of that is hitting. None of that is hitting. There we go.
There we go.
I was just shooting air.
How did we get Mira, by the way?
I hired her.
I'm assuming Craig hired her. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, she was where
We
we
just-
felt.
I just wanted to point out we had our whole group because now we have Mira, we have Ruby, and Zoe, so we can't lose.
That's perfect. So we just have to fall there every time, and then we can hire her, and then she
Yep.
can be in our crew.
Yep. Yep.
What do
And
they
then
say in the
we're
movie?
Golden.
Happy fans, happy Hong Moon. Who's shooting? Oh, it's footsteps. It's just
Did all
metallic
these friends
footsteps.
run away, or?
We smoked them a little bit.
Then we killed them all.
Oh, okay.
Between
I
us,
was
we
running.
have 12 kills as a squad
Yep.
right now.
Yeah.
So we wiped 3 squads, basically.
Makes
Pretty
sense.
good. Pretty good.
Yep.
So, are there any specific games that you like to use, or is it whatever people like?
So that's a good question. I think for the training, we'd like to stick with the most popular games, I would say, right? Some of the racing games that you start out with, Forza or Mario Kart, are great for easy controls as people getting used to, new joysticks or different way to play. Of course, free to play games are great as well. Most hospitals are okay just investing at that level. And honestly, a lot of players play these free to play games as well, like Fortnite. So for the trainings and for the therapist support and resources, I like to try to stick to more of the mainstream games. Now for the patients themselves and so one of the goals is to be able to get the therapists and the hospital staff to really know about games, because that's the side that they're more so not familiar with. I would say they're very familiar with people with disabilities, right, in general, because that's their job every day. But to get to know about the games and the objectives, you kind of have to know about that if you want to help set it up, because it's really
Right.
important. Yeah. So, but I use a lot of the mainstream games for the training, and then when it gets down to actually helping the patients, I would expect, just like any OT and PT will probably tell you, to respect what the player wants to be able to play, what the patient wants to play, right? And get them back to that. So it's about, figuring out the main genres of games, introducing the therapists to those genres and games, and then helping them to really understand and deeply integrate that information to say, well, Fortnite's really like Call of Duty, or Fortnite's really like Counter-Strike in a lot of ways, because the priorities of these games, the FPS ones in particular, for example, are what? Move around, look and aim, and shoot. Those are probably the top 3 things that OTs, PTs, whoever's doing this needs to understand. Just like racing, you have steering, gas, and brake. Now it's optional if you want boost. It's optional if you want a button to drift. It's optional as a button if it's a racing game that has a jump function in the car for some reason. Just like in Fortnite, I don't think it's absolutely necessary you run, absolutely necessary you jump or switch weapons. But firing is pretty important, right? And
Right.
probably movement in general, and aiming around is pretty important. So that's what we kind of try to instill with the therapists in relation to the games, is to kind of figure out what that looks like. But yeah, some of the popular games are definitely the ones we focus on, because those are the ones inevitably your patients are going to be asking about. Hey, I want to get back to playing Fortnite with my friends, or, I want to get into Rocket League or whatever, right? So. Oh, you're one of those
So,
roly
side
polies.
question: I jumped in a bug, and now I'm a
Yeah,
tire
that's-
forever. Is there a way to get out of it?
Are you not doing that on purpose? I thought that was
I mean,
like a.
I jumped in it, but now I don't know how to end it. It was on purpose, but
I
roly
don't.
poly.
I have 62% remaining.
Sure, sure. Is there anything on screen that's like hold E to exit or anything?
Oh my gosh, I launched
Oh,
myself.
you're dumb.
Oh, bye.
I'm coming. It's okay. I seem to be safe in here. I don't know.
This is from the audience. I just think this is interesting. So I don't know if this is something you use, Andy, but Campco in the audience says some people don't understand until they see it firsthand. I assume that's patients, but also providers. And I've been a patient model and a consultant for providers who are kind of out of the loop in relative to innovative or alternative therapies and devices. Is this something you run into, or like you need? I don't know. You can probably demonstrate a lot of how this stuff works or how to set things up. But do you ever have anyone come be like a patient model or anything that this person's talking about?
Sure, actually. I don't know. I've never really heard of these. But perhaps maybe if I just understand the patient models. Yeah, I'm not familiar with that. Usually, I think the model that we employ to really get this in front of people, because you're absolutely right. I think in mainstream gaming, when you go look around. Just like Best Buy as an example. Best Buy I usually use as an example, but you can't find a lot of these adaptive controllers at Best Buy, right? You're not going to find them at Target or Walmart retail necessarily unless you go online to look at these. Online, there's a plethora of resources. So I've done some research with one of my collaborators in Pittsburgh. His name is Dr. Drew Redpenny. He operates a website called Gaming Readapted. But in any case, with that page, it's like some of the resources that are lacking are just the ability to trial and demo some of these, and that's one of the main reasons, because you can't find them around, and it's not until you see it online that you start digging, either through the video or some patient that, oh boy, has had one of these things before, that you really have recognition that those tools actually exist, right? Or those alternate controls exist. Let me show this guy. There we go.
Knocked one of those guys.
Yeah.
Oh, sure.
So then back to the research. I think there's three main barriers that we identified that people are that people experience when they get to adaptive gaming. Let's kill these people first.
They're a roly poly.
There's one of me. Yeah.
He's no longer Roly.
Shield bubble though.
Not anymore.
I believe in you, Craig.
Boom. Yeah, I'm killing him with the flare gun. There it is.
Nice.
It got burned. That's what it's.
Oh, it's so fun, man. Above the middle. I missed everything here. Got him.
Flying away. Oh,
Ooh.
didn't make it.
Over there.
Oh,
Rumi is shooting down the hill? Oh, she's just following Craig. I don't see the people on that other mountain.
Hill.
over here. One squad over there.
Marking him.
I am out of ammo. That's unfortunate.
What do you need?
Oh boy.
This. Thank you.
They have zone on us pretty good.
That's okay.
You on
Craig
over,
will-
Craig?
Whoa, they're
Okay.
hammering?
I want to, but
Ow.
I got him good once, twice.
Oi. On us? Whoa,
Yep,
whoa, on me?
He's low, he's low.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
That scared the. I was
Cars,
like almost dead trying to shield, and they just
I
showed
hammered him.
up. Oh, zone is here. Spicy.
I hammered them
Oh, that's
back
me.
over the cliff.
I'm dead. I'm down
Yeah.
up here. I knocked one on top of the hill, but the car got me.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, I'm running in.
Wish I could eat my ramen while I was down. That would be nice. Well, one of the ones I knocked over in the where we were went down for good.
Cool. We might be able to get this reboot off, but maybe not.
Do you have it?
You can buy him now.
Back up, Craig.
Yep.
There's
That's
like 4 of them over there.
I know, they're very scary. They're very good at what they
Oh,
do.
crap. Oh,
Nice shots. They are very stuck at that rock.
Yeah, they are.
oh no. Oh no. This again.
Zone's coming, Mandy.
This guy.
Andy's
This
revivable
again.
to your left
This
potentially,
again.
but it's just
This
a bad
again.
spot.
Oh no.
No,
Yeah,
you're gonna have to go.
not good. Not good. Not
This
good.
is already not going to
Oh
go well.
no. Oh no.
There's one guy on this
Run.
gas station.
I believe in Craig.
Oh no.
I blew him up. Okay. Watch this.
Oh no.
I'm getting
boy.
this reboot.
Oh wow. Did you make it?
I think so. I think I might only be getting Bob though.
Oh, it's okay.
Yeah, I don't think we got Andy.
I'll get in and then I'll try to buy another card.
No, you
Craig,
got
I
me.
believe
You
in
got
you.
me. I'm here.
Okay.
Don't worry, I've got my pistol.
Yep, me too. No help though. It's
Zone,
gonna be
please
dicey.
calm
There's
down, bro.
some of those things right here.
My
Should I get in
God.
one?
Oh my
There's
Oh,
person
god.
down
there's
here?
people.
Those
Oh
are.
my
It's just us
God.
versus them, I think.
Yeah, they're right here. I have no health.
I have a couple bandages. Are you near me?
Not
Nice.
dead. Oh man. Up, going up.
Here, Andy. Here's some bandages.
Oh nice. Thank you. Oh my gosh.
I got one more down.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Oh, 1-on-1.
Where are they? They're just like crouched hidden somewhere, huh?
Rebooting.
Oh, trying to reboot. Oh no.
That's in the zone, yeah?
Yep.
Get him, Craig.
I got him. I knocked it off. Yep. Get out of here, dude.
Oh no.
Not today. I
Down
see,
here.
he's down here. Yep. Nope.
Nice. Perfect.
There's a win.
It's great.
Beautiful.
Yay.
Great.
Promised and delivered, chat.
Easy.
I know
am
we were,
very quiet.
one of the when we were before we were about to get that win, we were talking about the different hospitals and if it's easy and all that. But one of the cool things, Andy, I've seen you have a bunch of different hospitals that you're already partnered with. I assume those are the ones that have been easy to work with, and those people have already been into gaming. And is that how that process works? People are kind of into gaming and reach out to you, or you kind of find them through a network of people that are doing the same things? How does that work when you make your groups and start doing cool stuff with everyone?
Oh yeah, absolutely. So obviously, as a new nonprofit, money is not a luxury. I wouldn't say all nonprofits have money as a luxury, but It's about leveraging those previous partners that I used to work with, and then bringing this different model to their hospital. And so a lot of those connections have been made at various conferences and presentations I've been at throughout the year. I've been very fortunate to be moved into those, just as a solo person, not affiliated with the hospitals, but I think with a lot of time in a position that I acquired a lot of knowledge, skills, and experience and connections in this world of adaptive gaming. And so logically, to start out with those that are doing the most, I would say you have Shepherd Center in Atlanta, Georgia, that I used to work with, I still work with for many years. Craig Hospital out in Denver, Colorado, is probably a leader, I would say, in adaptive gaming as well. And then again, back to Dr. Drew Redpenning, his work. He works at University of Pittsburgh Medical Center, along with Mitch, Randy, who you probably know, Craig. That those two, they've been doing adaptive gaming for many years now. And so to start with them makes a lot of sense because they already have the buy-in, right? There's no need for me to convince them, hey, let's expand the programming. Let's get some visibility on your programming. Let me find some additional supports for you all. Because I think, while I name these places and they're very well known for what they do as far as adaptive gaming goes, I think, I have somewhat of an unfair advantage in that I'm spending full time on this, which I'm very grateful for, of course, that I can just find all the resources people need, because I think in their day-to-day, they're mostly focused on patient care. They have a little bit of time and attention that they can devote to this. But again, back to the reimbursement models of these care systems, they're not paid to do this necessarily. There are few and far between places that direct their staff and people to focus on adaptive gaming. I think a lot of nonprofit type hospitals, of course, they have that capacity to write off some of the care in the name of, best practices and just overall care of the person, adaptive gaming being one of them. So I think, to start out with these 3 hospitals, I would say is great. And what I'm trying to do for future is to build this national consortium. Again, standard practice for this really doesn't exist. There's no protocol. There's no really way to do it. I think occupational therapists have the right background and experience to be leaders in this, or at least contribute to this very significantly, to really drive home what this looks like in these hospitals. So to form this national consortium to really, standardize this as a practice in rehab is what I'm aiming for. Starting with the hospitals that are doing it again, and then building on that to launch these programs, to provide the best support, to refine the training materials, to refine, how the hospital supports this for themselves really is what we're trying to invite other hospitals to do. So, can I answer your question, Craig? Maybe.
Yeah, sometimes it's easy. Sometimes it's easy. Sometimes it's hard. Well,
yeah, essentially.
I do love that the goal is to make adaptive gaming a standard in rehabilitation. Like that's,
yeah.
I remember I used to work in game accessibility, and 15 years ago, we were begging studios to add a colorblind mode. So it's really cool to see the evolution of where it came from to now going into different fields of the medical field and being like, no, video games are important. These are the connections that can come from it. This is why we should start doing it. So it's cool to see it become one of those things where what you're trying to do to connect everyone. And as someone who has had a surgery and then wasn't able to play the games I wanted to play during that time, I think it's really cool to have somebody that the way you talk about it, how you're not just like, it's not just playing the game, it's how you play the game, and having the people understand, what each button does. Cause that's important too. Like I remember when I had I had a bunch of discs fused in my neck and all sorts of fun stuff, but I was playing Sea of Thieves at the time, and it was, I wasn't able to do all the fighting and things I did. So I switched to fishing, but it's like, as you start using the same buttons, you can kind of get better at using those buttons and do different things. So it's really cool to see that you have a whole network of people that are thinking about all of these things and then also trying to make it a standard, which is awesome.
Yeah, it's a lofty goal. I mean, it's ambitious for sure. To get this into major, I mean, you're talking like hospital systems that hundreds of millions, probably even billions of dollars worth of revenue per year. And I'm like a solo person trying to talk to the therapy teams, right? It's really compelling though. It's really innovative. It's respectful for, the therapist's time, which of course I'm an OT, so I kind of understand that. And then, it's all in service of the patient, to be quite honest. I think, the way that gaming has grown over the last, I would say 5 years easily as I've known it, but much more probably 10 years ago as you've been involved, Craig, with like the Xbox adaptive controller, right? That was probably one of the most prevalent looking controls I can find. It's really enabled us to think differently and be respectful of everyone can play, basically, right? And so, yeah, I mean, it's really lofty. It's very ambitious, but we're just starting out. We're really pleased with a lot of the early partnerships that we're able to pursue and develop out. And I think there's a lot of ability to leverage some of the partners because it's almost like there's this idea of like, not necessarily that they're competing against each other, but they are in some ways, these hospitals. They want to be the most innovative. They want to be known for having like the coolest programs. And there are some cases where people sustain injuries and they get to choose where they go, right? Why not go to a place where adaptive gaming is a thing? Like it's something that is focused on. So, oh man, sorry, my daughter's saying I dropped my gun somewhere. Oh, there we go. A gun. Okay, there you go. All right, sorry. He's home from school today, so giving me pointers on Fortnite, I suppose.
Helpful. Hey, Craig,
Yes.
I got you your weapon.
Oh my god. You're a hero. It's so fun. I don't know why, but it's very fun.
Yeah, it is fun.
Until you miss completely, and then it feels very sad. But that was like the first 8 games we played last night when Andy said we lost and then we won one. That was because I basically only used the hammer for like an hour or two.
Someone in peril. Someone's rebooting? No.
What?
I'm
What?
lying. I'm a liar. I thought someone was over here at the reboot. I'm just hearing ghosts. Find everything you need, Mandy?
I love the spicy noodles. Those things are awesome.
I
So
don't
great.
understand what it does.
It heals you and tops up your shields, but it does
Yep.
just a certain, like a set number.
Ah.
You're in the zone, by the way.
Yeah, I know.
Keep coming.
It's just the first one.
I don't like
I
it
was
touching.
looting.
Is this NPC here gonna like attack me, or are we chill? Seem to be chill. Oh, my microphone broke. Can you hear me, Mandy?
You're quiet, but
It's
yes.
softer. Yeah.
Okay, excellent. I'm gonna restart my audio software real quick. And how do I sound now? Oh, it's still really quiet, isn't it, chat? Awesome. Excellent.
It's Thursday.
I'm just gonna yell then.
Perfect.
That'll fix it.
I solved the problem. Technology will
Great,
not defeat me.
great.
Hmm.
When I ask questions though, this is gonna have a different vibe about it.
Like
I'm
super
not
aggressive.
angry, I promise. I know that you're dissatisfied, Chad. I see your comments. Unfortunately, the only solution to this is to restart my entire computer as far as I've ever experienced, which is not going to work right now.
Why is your computer revolting?
I don't know. It's the best. So you kind of touched on this. Oh, I'm not going to ask that. That's too complicated. If you could barely hear me. If people wanted to get involved with ReSpawn Foundation, what should they do? That's an easy one.
Great question. I don't know, honestly. I mean, first, I think just promoting it, knowing that it's a thing, that it could be coming to your city, and if you have any resources or people you could direct me towards to make that happen, would be great. I think just getting it out there. I want people just to know about it. You know, spreading that awareness, I think, is really important early on. I think there will be some opportunities to volunteer. We're working on some really cool initiatives related to community, things that we want to do in the future, I think. But having people be volunteers for that, to be able to host different things or to be able to just be hands-on at certain conventions, I think would be really important. Or even, you know, maybe there's opportunities they want to volunteer in the hospital, if there are, really help people with the gaming. I think part of it, you know, is I can't be everywhere all at once, and not that I'm that important anyway, but, you know, to be the gamers in the room of therapists that are trying to figure out this information and help their patients, right? I think there's some volunteer opportunities that I'd like to be able to harness in the future related to that. But yeah, I mean, honestly, I think for any nonprofit, I'd be remiss not to say donations are always welcome. Most of the donations obviously will go to programming, and this goes in the forms of like equipment kits for hospitals. Obviously, their budgets are really constrained, although they just don't have the opportunity to plan for it yet until we get the programming in, and then kind of build it up from there to make it important. So hospital, our presence at some of the conventions are needing sponsorships. And then, you know, we're pretty aggressive about building this data platform. So that's where a lot of the donations might go, to where we can kind of, you know, in collaboration with Real Good AI, actually, to figure out what that data looks like, how to measure the impact, to make sure that we're doing what we're saying we're doing, right, responsibly too. All of that costs money. Don't have a lot of staff right now, to be honest with you, so that's not really part of this whole equation. We're really fortunate to be able to have a base set of, you know, private funding, some grant funding as well, to be able to make some of this happen. But yeah, just awareness, I think, would be the most important, I would say. Just getting people aware of it. I think someone in chat had said about, you know, well, I didn't know about this until I actually saw it. And I think it's absolutely right. I'm an occupational therapist. It's funny, I'm almost ashamed to kind of say, I didn't know about this until 4 years ago. And it's been around for like 10 plus years, right? So for me not to know about it, and I've been a lifelong gamer, it's kind of embarrassing to say, but that's where we're at, I think, for some people, and mostly general in the public. So yeah, oh my gosh, I'm talking too much, getting killed.
Same.
Craig's doing work. Oh no.
I'm on the roof here.
Oh, man.
My. Getting destroyed here.
I shouldn't have died to this guy.
Oh my gosh, that was awful. Why did I do that? So bad. Oh my god.
AJ says there was a Windows update. I think there was a Windows
my God.
update and a Fortnite update. So,
Oh.
I mean, what can you do?
Yeah, well,
They're
this is just a
pros.
thing my computer does periodically, and I actually don't know why. It's fine.
Ouch.
Just the
Oh,
joys
rough.
of computers.
So that was actually a really good segue. Let's talk about what Real Good AI and the ReSpawn Foundation are collaborating on.
Yeah, perfect. Want to go? You want me to go?
You go first. I'll
Okay. So I think a little more intro about what we do. So with these hospital partnerships, we're trying to also we're trying to standardize the program, we're trying to deliver it to the people, deliver it to the therapist, then by extension help the patients, right? And I think as a nonprofit, and I'm using the word nonprofit intentionally, I think I really want to be responsible for the services that are lacking and are not traditionally funded to fill that gap and to fill that space. I think a lot of other nonprofits, maybe even charities, so to speak, they might leverage testimonials and happy faces and happy stories. I think it's particularly challenging to fund an organization that way sustainably. And so we're really leveraging our ability to collect large data sets. We're building a HIPAA compliant platform or exploring, scoping it out, so to speak, just to figure out whether or not we can kind of track some of the metrics that we're interested in, right? Are people having this experience of feeling enabled? I think, Craig, one of our good friends, right, Dr. Chris Power up in Canada, developed this framework or did a lot of research around player experiences and what players with disabilities value in games. And what he found was the sense of enablement, the sense of the fact that you can play, you're able to play, unlocks the ability for you to experience connection, for you to experience the artistry or the beauty of the game, for you to experience benefit in the game, diversion in the game, and just having fun or escapism in the game. So these are the core experiences that we're trying to track over time and with individuals and across multi-site. And so just an example, one of the large databases that we passed along to Dr. Mandy here was from the National Spinal Cord Injury. A data set of, how many was it? 50 or 30,000? Yeah, 30 to 50,000. A disgusting amount of variables, right? Which you probably love. It's like 700 some variables.
Honestly, it's really hard to traverse, so continue.
It's a lot. Yeah, it's a lot of variables. But people with spinal cord injury, again, back to these 3 centers, and there's 18 across the United States that are tracking data like this from when they first get injured with spinal cord injury, 1 year out after they discharge from the hospital to home, 2 years out, 5 years out, 10 years out, longitudinally, right? I think what Dr. Mandy had found, if I could share, without controlling for a lot of the variables, just like a really quick look, preliminary analysis on that data set, they had used there's a quality of life or maybe a mental health depression screening tool or assessment that showed 12 to 13% of a cohort reported being depressed, right? And then one other question was if they participated in screen-based leisure. And depending on how old this data set is or the responses from that data set, screen-based leisure can be TV, right? Or, just, I don't even know what else off the top of my head, but adaptive gaming definitely, or gaming is certainly new and maybe not available to all the people that had, reported that. But I think that number went down to what, 6 or 7% when you factored in people that reported that they participate in screen-based leisure. And so I think there's a lot of opportunity to demonstrate just the true value of adaptive gaming for those traditional outcomes that we think about. Of course, we want to focus on fun, but comes to a point in time where it's like we need to show our donors, we need to show funders, hey, look where your dollars have impacted. We've made a significant difference statistically on how people experience their day-to-day life or quality of life or whatnot, right? So. I might have butchered that, Dr. Mandy. Sorry, but
You're good, and you can just call me Mandy. But
okay.
yeah, I mean, just to be clear, I didn't actually build a model or anything for that chat. That was just I was just strictly looking at the responses in that case, and so the group of people who responded that they used things also intersected to have that same that improvement in mental health outcomes. I was looking at it a little bit yesterday, actually. So there are some things that we can do to make this model more robust and to account for some other variables. Make sure we're not looking at anything confounding. So by that I mean, was it just that people who are maybe older, don't interact with technology, have higher depressive scores? In that case, we wouldn't want to say anything about it. But anyway, just my first look at it, we found that. And actually, as Real Good AI, we're really excited about this because the Respawn Foundation found us this really cool, deep data set to play around with and to help them justify something that I think that we all generally believe as well in
Yeah,
our
yeah,
organization. So
right, right.
it's a cool
Yeah,
partnership.
yeah, yeah. No, absolutely. We're so grateful for that even initial help, but really excited about what else we can find, right? What else we can discover, what else we can study in the future. I think, since we're geared towards at least already deploying the programs, why not collect the data systematically? And then by doing so and uniformly as best we can across these multi-sites to be able to leverage larger data sets to run the proper research. If we're collecting from an outcome standpoint or ready for, I don't know, all the donors, but then there's a lot of research potential in discovering the best ways. And then, back to the point of like standardizing practice. Well, that's ever evolving, right? As we understand it more, there's alterations, there's, updates, there's modifications to protocols and our way of thinking, our perspective to make things better, to make things more efficient, to make things cost less or whatnot from different people's, different stakeholders' point of view, right?
Right.
Check. I'm still quiet, chat.
Yes, you are.
So it goes. I'm sure there's stuff that's in the works that you may not be able to talk about or don't want to talk about until it's ready. Is there anything you're particularly excited for on the horizon right now? And it could be something you're doing, or it could be something that's coming out, or I don't know, anything in your purview.
I'm excited for the opportunity to build, I think, to build this national network of hospitals. That invigorates me. I've been always like a program person. I don't know. I'm excited to see other people's passion for it too. I think inviting, like I said, we're starting with 3 hospitals. So we don't have a ton of money. We don't have a ton of time either in regards to that. But I think I'm excited for other hospitals and other clinicians and areas, metropolitan areas, to get excited about this. I think there is a lot to be excited about because, again, the model is to try to keep things local and figure out if we can support a community. It's a national effort, right? National. We want to be national in scope, but fully recognize that the models have to be nuanced so that it works in each of these metropolitan cities for the people that it serves. So I'm really excited to kind of figure it out and walk alongside these folks in these communities, to listen to them, to figure out how they want their programming to run, what are their priorities, and then build the programming along with them. I think that's where I find a lot of excitement and joy, right? Because then I help people, I guess, in some ways realize what they often struggle with or can't in their own capacity. And again, back to my unfair advantage, so to speak, I have full time to devote to this, which is really I feel very fortunate, of course, to be able to be in that position. You know, and I just met with like 14 other clinicians in Philadelphia for a presentation, and I actively invited them. I said, I want the work. Please let me know what I can do for your respective hospital or something that you're really particularly passionate about. Where do you need resources? Because I think that's probably the start of what we need, is to figure out, you know, there's this idea that, I don't know what it is. Maybe you're better at pop culture references than me. Build it and they will come mentality, right? I think there's the aspect, you gotta listen to people before you start building it, because that's not necessarily true, right? Unless you have like a, I don't know, I'm terrible with some of these references, but just listening to people, I think, is at the forefront of what I want to be able starting with, and I'm excited to be able to figure out what the opportunities are in the future to expand this nationally and to really get it so it's well recognized. And one of the goals long term, and I think it's going to take a lot of years, hopefully the rest of my career or more, for other people to pick up. Just so that every OT, at least to start, since I'm an OT, every OT will ask every patient if they want to do gaming again after injury, right? And because that's why I'm pushing towards a standard in rehab, is it's not commonly asked at all. It's often ignored, or, you know, just outright probably not considered. So that's what excites me the most: building, figuring out what's needed, and what I can do to help.
Yeah. It feels wrong to yell in response, but that, I mean, that's a great thing to be excited about.
Yeah.
So
I'll
what I'm
forgive you for the
interested
yelling.
to hear more about is you're building your whole new organization from the ground up. Is this something that you've been thinking about for a long time? Is this something you just woke up one day and needed to do? How did it become a thing for you?
How did it become a thing?
Yeah.
That's an interesting question. So Craig likes to say the other place we used to work, right? Because I think, to be diplomatic, political, whatever the word that is, I think this is something that can exist and needs to exist in light of all the other organizations doing the other work around in this area. I know that probably is a whole big word salad of almost meaning nothing, but other organizations in this space, they focus on different components. I think Craig talked about it a little bit in saying that we used to think that colorblind mode in some of the games were like, why would you not put it, right? Oh no. Oh, we have to a lot of people over here. No. Hang on.
Oh, there's so many on me.
Oh my gosh.
There's
oh
a
my
whole, there's
gosh.
2 squads fighting on me.
Oh
What
my
happened?
gosh. Yeah.
I'm already
Oh, I got so busy.
I'm already dead, so I could finish. I think at least one of the thoughts that is that
Yeah.
for what we always had different conversations. So I always talked about things from a like a community perspective or a gamer perspective. And what was cool when I first started talking to Andy about accessibility was hearing everything from the clinician or physical therapist perspective, and that's a lot of the conversations that weren't necessarily happening all the time. So it was really cool to be able to hear this side of it and to hear how there's a whole world of training that went into it that you know, I just knew all the different settings of Fortnite. Andy went to school and figured out different things around how the human body works. So when we've had conversation around accessibility, it's really cool to see where they meet up. I was trying to stall while you guys were healing and stuff.
Yeah. Well,
I'm
died.
hiding like a baby because they're right there.
They're right
Yeah,
there.
I think we're just waiting for a sec.
Yeah, there's a lot of people here all of a sudden.
Ooh.
What?
Uh-oh. They marked you.
Get him. Oh, nice. Nice.
Where did he teleport to? Why are there so many? Oh gosh.
We did it. Maybe we
Bob,
did it.
help.
They're here.
Go
Okay,
team.
so we gotta get their
Someone's
cards.
rebooting. Oh boy.
Oh no. There's
I
already
mean, we
You
gonna
have
should
be
just
here.
get
heals?
cards in peace.
Oh no.
If we can, do you have heals?
Yes, I do.
Oh my.
Oh,
Dude.
no.
Ouch.
On me.
Ouch.
He is low. Not that low.
Oh my.
I tried.
Oh my.
That's the same guy that got me too.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess question from a practical standpoint, how long has your organization existed as a
Since December of 2024.
nice.
The idea of it, probably 2.5 years prior to that.
Right.
Yep.
I think that's something most people don't know about like starting a nonprofit, that it's like a very long road. We just did this also to get all the legal stuff, and you come up with the idea and you're like working on it for such a long time before it
Oh,
even
yeah.
starts to come to fruition.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. You guys been around similar
Same.
amount of time?
Yeah.
Same. Yeah. It's so much busy work. Random stuff here and there that pops up that you don't anticipate.
Right.
It's a lot.
Do you have any advice you would give someone if they were going to start their own nonprofit?
Don't start one unless you really love it, love the idea, and want to pursue it fully on. Like, no reservations, right? If you're all in, you have to be. Otherwise, it is not a. It's not for the faint of heart. I would say, like parenting, for example. I would say the same thing.
Fair.
Hey, Craig,
Yes.
can you ask about the family gaming zone at PAX?
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, Bob, I will.
Yes, thank you.
But this is actually something I'm excited to talk about because I got to see some of the pictures and I love going to PAX. So, of course, this is the one PAX I didn't get to go to. So, I'm excited to actually talk to you about all this. So, you got to set up something called the Family Gaming Zone, correct? And what was it? What was that? What goes on in there? And who are you partnered with? I saw the signs. It's very exciting.
Yeah. No, I have been working with Andy Robertson in the UK. He runs a database. He wrote a book as well. He's an editor and a journalist, I believe, a writer, basically in general. He runs the family gaming database. It's a really fantastic tool. I really love it. It's easy to navigate. It populates different. So like, it's basically geared towards helping parents and families in general navigate gaming. It's taming gaming, right? Is his book, I think. To where, you might want to navigate the ratings on the games, some of the content within the games, some of the gameplay, or game mechanics. And then also there's, in recent years that we've been collaborating, we're figuring out what accessibility type of options or settings that we want to feature in the database. So like, for example, as I've been talking a lot about paralysis and physical disabilities, maybe, because of paralysis, again, back to the nerdiness with the hands, if you're paralyzed like this, I don't know if you can see my hands, but if you're paralyzed like this, you're not able to move your fingers and thumbs independently, you might need to be able to push one button or less buttons than what your standard fingers would be able to control. In an uninjured state, right? So with his database, you can kind of filter out games that only use one joystick and 2 buttons, or one joystick and 4 buttons, or just a joystick, or games that just use buttons. So from a motor standpoint or physical standpoint, it's really great. And so in any case, he hosted the space at PAX West this past August in Seattle. And the whole point of the space was just to invite parents and families and kids just to come in and play games and explore games on their own, which was fine. Or, if they needed a little help, he would pull up the database and kind of guide them through that process of how to look for games, and to navigate games that are similar as well or dissimilar. And so I also have to give a shout out to the wonderful folks at Muscular Dystrophy Association Let's Play, MDA Let's Play. It's a very large organization, but then also has this gaming, gaming branch or initiative. So they were on hand to support, and we were on hand to support as well, the whole gaming space. So it's kind of really cool in the fact that we were bringing visibility and awareness of accessibility and adaptive gaming and disabilities to that space. So we had some people bring in adaptive controllers to kind of give people the options of like exploring, just as the same person is talking in chat. I bet I would venture to guess a lot of the people coming into the space maybe knew somebody or a family member that had a disability, but they didn't know that some of these tools existed. And so to be able to showcase from our end, just to support this, the whole space was really great for us. So that was over, what, 2 or 3 days, I think, PAX is usually.
Thank you, Craig.
Yeah, no problem.
Sorry, totally interrupted. This guy was
Oh, it's
trolling the
okay.
heck
I
out of
was
me,
done.
and Craig saved me.
Get Bob up.
I found him. Mandy, you want? Here's this guy. Oh, look who I am. I'm this guy.
Well, to be fair, I was trolling him a little bit first. I was just...
Got him.
Yeah. That was the best.
Oh boy.
Oh, on Andy.
Yep, yep.
He's super low.
Got him. Oh my gosh, almost died.
Oh, 4
Oh
health.
my gosh, almost died. Power Ranger almost got me. Sheesh.
I have no ammo. That was my last bullet that killed this guy.
Greg, I don't know how to give you this hammer, but you can have it.
Oh, here.
Nice, thank you.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, so we had to handle a situation there.
Deal
yeah.
with some people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was cool. So what I think is awesome is you had like I saw the pictures. It looked like it's a whole room of PAX with like all sorts of video game equipment set up, which is cool because like normally those rooms are, you'll see like retro games where it's like, here's all the old games that you can play. They're trying to reboot right here.
No, not good.
I'm hitting them with a hammer. They're not enjoying it. Goodbye. It's always like old retro games or arcade machines and stuff, which is awesome. But like I went to a convention and my kid didn't want to play any of those because he didn't recognize the controllers. But like I saw what you had and I'm like, oh, that's awesome. It's a huge library of video games. So you could go play like the Mario games or Rayman Raven Rabbits or any of these games that would just not traditionally be just at a convention. And then on top of that, you have it where you had all the accessible controllers and stuff too. So like you were able to help people find games that they actually wanted to play they may not have known about. And then you were able to actually let families play together, which I thought was really cool.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. I mean, it was really great to be able to support Andy in the UK in his booth, you know. And yeah, I just said, I think he brought, which is incredible, from the UK, he brought like 4 to 6 of each of the major consoles. And even you know, as you know, the Nintendo Switch 2 just came out pretty recently. Some families hadn't had the opportunity to play that, so they're really jazzed up about all the preloaded games that are available on Nintendo Switch 2 to play. It got kids really excited, right? So he also had, I think there's a video of it, Craig. I'll probably share with you sometime. He had a video, or he had a guest book as well, which is something new he brought to this PAX, where people would sign and tell him what they loved about the space. And so he's like coming through it and he's like reading through all the really great comments and everything. And so I think it's thought it was a really great success, and we plan to do some more in the future. Kind of back to your question, Bob, earlier about things that are working and I'm working on that I'm kind of excited about as well. Collaborate with people in these kind of initiatives, figure out where there's alignment or ways to amplify and boost what we're each doing for our own audiences, but other people's audiences as well. So.
Also, I just realized you had a Nintendo Switch 2 there, and there were probably a bunch of people waiting in line for an hour to play a game on the Switch 2 at that PAX.
Yeah.
And
Oh yeah.
so that was the cool place to go. Was the
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
People loved it.
That sounds really fun.
I feel like we've taken out some good squads this round, maybe. So
Yeah, those were tough initial fights.
Not the coolest of drops.
So Andy, how excited are you for K-pop Demon Hunters to be in Fortnite?
I'm the skin, don't I, Craig?
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
No, it's pretty cool. I was telling, what is it, my daughter, both my daughters, every time I turn on the radio in the car, maybe it's the wrong station, of course, but it's playing every single time. I've heard it like 4 or 5 times yesterday and the day before. I'm like, my goodness. I haven't even watched the movie yet, so I need to do that over the weekend. But that's cool. I think from like a nerdy, Fortnite is maybe not as popular as it once was, and maybe it is, but it's bringing all these cool IPs into the game.
Yeah, it's my favorite. I know so much about random things that I wouldn't know about if it wasn't
Yeah,
in Fortnite.
exactly. Yeah, exactly.
There was like a whole Sabrina Carpenter season, so I understood Sabrina Carpenter related jokes on the internet, and I was like, you know what? This is because of Fortnite, and I respect that.
As a form.
I'm sorry I have to yell, but I have a scoped AR. Is there a button to not ADS in the scope? Is that a thing, or do they get rid of that?
Yeah, shift. Are you on PC? I think it's shift.
Oh, thank you. Yes.
Yeah. You don't want a scope?
So it's just like a red dot, and something about the non-zoomed in sights in this game just doesn't work for me.
I see.
Feels funky.
Feels funky.
Hello.
Hello. You tell me if I wasn't quiet anymore and I was just yelling at you, right?
Yes, it doesn't sound like yelling at all to us. It sounds like normal talking.
Okay, good. Well, I don't know if this has a lot of cross application, but I know that part of your work has been sort of advising the game developers and software developers what to do to make their software side stuff more accessible. Do you have any like advice for game developers or maybe other software developers on general accessibility type stuff?
Yeah, I think I don't interface a lot with game developers, game studios. I've had some interactions in the past, and light touches now recently with the new organization. But I think start early for planning. If you're going to incorporate some settings and some just gameplay or whatever, start early thinking about that. And then customizability, I'd say would be key. Everybody's a little different. You want everybody to experience your game. And having the ability to customize is really important because, yeah, just to include as many people as possible, right? Now, having said that, obviously, they would have to balance it with budget, time constraints, and all that sort of jazz. But there's no one set answer. It's a really difficult problem. Just like on my side, it's a difficult problem as well. It's just to say, like, sorry to veer off topic a little bit, but to say this is a one-handed controller or a controller for people who are paralyzed, quadriplegic, for example, kind of a difficult sell. Just like what's analogous? Like saying this. So for example, like I think in Forza, there are options to decrease the gameplay, the speed, right? Intuitively, I think a lot of the times we might think, oh, that's for people who are, have, cognitive processing kind of disabilities or whatnot. But it also could apply for people who have motor, difficulties moving because maybe you're not as quick as pushing buttons or whatnot, and you need time to be able to react. And so having it locked in to say, this is going to serve this purpose, it might not necessarily be the best approach, but I think having more options is definitely preferred in a lot of things, just for people to explore and customize how they want so they can play. So I don't know if it's going to represent a lot of the future work that I do, but there are organizations, there are a lot of, I guess, advocates or consultants that do that type of work for game industry, game-facing type of, companies. I'm not as familiar with game production overall. I'm more of the, helping people side, the hospital side, so.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Without knowing anything about the actual work of developing stuff like that, it seems like unless you plan ahead of time, I can imagine it being really tough to incorporate good features of that sort, because it really it dictates a lot of stuff you're going to do foundationally in terms of what you're building from, what systems you implement or don't implement, or but I'm pretty I don't know anything about software development, I won't lie.
Yeah,
I just
me neither. Sounds good though. It sounds good though.
Yeah. Are we fighting or not
Yeah,
fighting?
there's some squads over
there's a
here,
person
man.
over here. They just teleported. Oh.
He's bad. This one's
Nice.
bad. There's another one over here somewhere. Oh, there, right.
Oh, they're getting hit with hammers now too. Not from me.
Oh, I shouldn't have gone over there.
Yeah, you got like
Save
3 dudes
me.
that are challenging.
I got one down, but now I'm dead.
Yeah.
They threw a grenade or something?
Here, Bob. Here,
It's
Bob.
a shield.
Oh,
Well, that
no.
was stupider than I thought it was going to be. They were reviving. I thought I had time.
Oh, behind us? What is happening?
Oh,
My
Oh,
gosh.
no.
Oh, no. Behind this tree.
he's so close. There it is.
Oh, nice. Holy moly.
Get him. Yay.
Well, we're right by a reboot.
That sounds convenient.
I have a
It's
whole...
you versus 4.
I'll,
Yeah, I don't think I would be any help
Oh, my
anyway, so you
gosh.
might as
Why did you do that?
Oh, Oh no!
Bob.
Thanks, Bob.
That's really unfortunate.
Nice.
Well, aside from killing Andy, this is going pretty well. Did that help?
Didn't hurt this time.
How'd you find him? Nice.
And over here.
I don't see anyone. It was just that one guy.
Wow.
I honestly don't know. Oh, hey, what's up?
Oops, sorry. That got so loud right next to you. Like, okay, let's
Oh,
be.
here they are. They're in the water.
Yeah, in the
Okay, cool.
water.
Okay.
Hit one. That one has like no shields. It's coming up by you, Mandy. That is not what I meant to do, video game.
Why not hitting this
You
guy?
are killing me.
Got him.
Nice.
Oi!
Hey.
Yeah.
All right.
Started off a little rocky, but we got there.
Got him. Got him.
We killed so many good squads. I felt like that one had to go well.
Yeah, that was good.
I saw Camp Go in chat was talking about how they love game, or like how it's hard to mash buttons, so they love games that you can hold it instead of tapping. And it's awesome to see a lot of games have started adding that, because before the fix was you would have to buy like different turbo controllers, but it doesn't really work the right way. So it's like it's awesome to see a lot of games have started adding those in.
Yeah, there's a lot of features that are in now that are standard. I mean, talk about like subtitles, contrast mode is getting there. Button remapping certainly is a really prevalent one. You know, a lot of options. People are on board with that. A lot of people that aren't disabled use some of those features too. I mean, it's about designing for the most number of people, and a lot of studios are just taking it on. It doesn't mean it's perfect, but then I think there's this other side of where my work intersects, where if OTs and people could be creative in general on how to use some of this, right? Something happened?
Uh-oh, we lose you.
Your video seems to have stopped working in Discord.
Oh, okay.
We're
What's
so
my
good for
video?
it.
Oh, there we go.
There you
Sorry
go.
about that. Yeah, there we go. There we go.
Welcome back.
I literally didn't touch anything. It just shut down for some reason.
We were just that good at Fortnite. Just
Yep.
overloaded your PC.
Apparently. My fan is going crazy
that's
though.
definitely true. Bob remaps things in video games all the time, especially for like streaming.
Oh yeah.
And
Yeah.
I won't watch anything without subtitles on it. So
Yeah, I won't either.
There,
Yeah.
I believe I should double check all of this, but I'm pretty sure Ubisoft put out a thing around the game, Assassin's Creed, and I think it was like 70 or 80% of the people that played the game left subtitles on, and it was one of
Oh,
those
wow.
things where they like release this information because it's so useful for so many people in so many situations that
Sure.
yeah, it's interesting. Now you're starting to see subtitles turned on by default sometimes, and that used to be one of the big problems in games is subtitles wouldn't be on by default. They would come
Yep.
on. You would be able to turn on subtitles when you got to the game, but a lot of games start with a cutscene. So they would make this game that sets up the entire universe. Like, wow, this is what's gonna happen, but they would have no subtitles throughout the entire thing.
Subtitles.
Yeah. So it's cool to see that become the standard. And now when you turn on games, it goes, do you want subtitles or not? Do you want like it's on by default? And then you're starting to see more of that stuff happen, which is awesome.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, we're gonna get a win again. Oh, it's already 3:45.
Yeah, it goes
Yeah,
fast when you're
2:45.
playing a game.
Oh, we're winning. That's pretty good. I've only had one. I've only done one thing where I threw things that weren't weapons at someone. So this is going pretty well.
Hey, you saved me from a certain death. I am forever ingratiated.
And I threw him back into the water. I was like, no,
I know, and I got to kill him with a hammer.
good. Team building.
Are we not going anywhere? Or...
Okay,
No, I
there.
don't know. Okay.
Okay. And for people who care, I switched to Mira because I felt like she wasn't getting enough love then. So
That's who I was gonna be.
yeah.
Oh, the dog is down here with me. Whoops.
Uh-oh. Every time the dog is down with Bob lately, she pees on the carpet, Chad.
Oh man.
It's been 3 days in a row.
This is a great landing spot though. We get to hire 2 people right off.
How do you get enough money to hire them?
I don't know. I
Is
just
it from chests or is it from like previous matches? Do you reset every time?
it keeps it from previous matches, so the chests or any of the money you get works.
Yeah, here's
I
some
still
money.
don't have enough.
Here's some money on this ad, whatever this thing is.
What I do at the beginning of a Fortnite season is I drop down and I just go and like do rounds where I collect the gold so that when I play with people I can just hire people every round.
Smart.
Investment rounds or save rounds, if you will.
Save pounds.
I know it doesn't actually help when we're not fighting, but I like that you can go in the hot tub and heal yourself. That's a fun touch.
Oh, they kept the hot tub in? Or is that up? Oh yeah, there it is.
So we kind of always ask this, and I don't think we've talked about it yet. Andy, obviously we talked a lot about what you do, what your organization does, but we, as an AI organization, we're always curious, are you finding any AI tools or chatbots or any kind of AI leaking into what you do professionally or into your personal life? And how do you feel about that?
I mean, I use ChatGPT, some Claude sometimes to get some work done. So personally, I do use it. I talked with Craig last night a little bit. I'm finding it interesting that people are approaching me. I don't know how they get me. Maybe at some registry I'm in as a nonprofit, that whatever. People are finding me and offering to build AI things for what I need. So it is definitely seeping into my life. I don't know where they're coming from, and it seems, I don't know. I feel it's unwelcome. I feel reluctant to engage with a lot of them because it's like, well, some of them haven't gotten back to me. Initially, they reached out to me, and either they're developing bots or they're developing, what are they called? Some platforms based on what I'm talking about, just proposing me almost, it seems at random, regurgitating what I'm talking about, but just in some sort of a software form that can do certain things for me. And I'm like, yeah, but there are databases with that. How are you going to keep it live? What is the AI aspect of this? I don't really, they haven't done a good job for me, at least, to want to buy in or pay attention that much. So yeah, I'm generally kind of confused about that. I think there are a lot of ways that in the future in my work, though, that it's going to become necessary. Like I speak to my brother a lot. He does very similar work, and I'm modeling what I'm doing after his work, actually, to where a lot of the medical records or the data from the medical records, right, needs to be abstracted. And to do that manually is very cumbersome. So if we can develop models or use tools, AI or whatnot, to be able to help us in that work. The same goes along with for my work for rehab. I think there's an opportunity. I'm not heavily pushing on it because it freaks me out a little bit. What AI is capable of, what it knows, and what it doesn't know, and what's private and what's not. So I don't know. I'm glad to have you on board. Or be able to connect with you easily to say, hey, what do you think about this, that, or the otherwise, right?
Yeah, that sounds interesting. I mean, honestly, it sounds a little fishy. Do you think that those? I mean, that's probably what people think about us too, though, to be honest. But do you think that those are like real companies, or are they like cash-ins? I'm not really sure how they're planning to make money, but.
Well, so one in particular, I hope this person's, I hope they are watching the stream perhaps. It was interesting because they had reached out to me and I took a call. I was like, okay, I'll tell you about what I'm working on, see if there's any opportunities. And they said, well, I could just develop this thing for you for, I think it was like $2,000 or $6,000, whatever, as a one-time fee. And I kind of was like, this is really feels off to me. And they didn't, and I like to do, I work at a computer desk most of my day, although I do visit sites sometimes in person and whatnot, but they didn't have their camera on. They're really awkward in, the interaction with me while on the call. And it was like a brief, like 15, 20-minute call or whatnot. I was like, is this an AI person I'm talking, like, is this AI I'm talking to actually? I was like, no, it can't be, right? It might just be paranoid, right? I thought I scheduled with this person, but then again, I've never even met this person. And their website was like really basic, but AI looking. I don't know if that makes sense. Yeah, so I was really suspicious. Like, so I try to stay away from that now that I've learned. But in the past 2 years, I haven't had anything like that. Just in the recent, I would say 6 months. A lot of those inquiries initially, a lot of LinkedIn, I use LinkedIn quite heavily. A lot of people linking in with me, especially with their AI and their subheadings or whatnot. I'm like, I don't know if I want to link in with you. You're going to probably just try to sell me with something that you're going to do. I don't know if it's going to be useful, but I'm going to end up paying for it on accident or whatnot. And like, yeah. How do you guys deal with all that? Or do you at all?
I mean, no one has approached us about that because I
Oh,
guess
yeah.
because they know that we're good on the AI
Yeah.
front. But that is a really interesting thing to know about, and I love to talk offline more details just
Yeah,
because
yeah.
if this is like a common scam thing that's being run, I'd love to hear more. Like, not saying that that one was by any
Oh,
means.
sure, sure,
I'm just
sure, sure.
saying, in general, this is something that AI is capable of doing. I there's all this crap that's going around the internet right now about like AI actresses and stuff. Like
What?
it's a whole thing that
Wow.
people think that they're doing, and so like I mean, probably what it was proposing that it would do for you is vibe code something, whether it was a person or not, that they would do
Oh,
it to
sure.
do something that in depth for that cheap probably means not a real software developer on it. And
Right, right.
it can give low barrier entry to barrier, like for people who need like simple things. Like it's possible people could even do it themselves, but when it's high risk things like what you're talking about with people's
Yeah,
personal data, it's not
right.
not a good thing to be doing. So
No, right.
it's and
No, I mean,
the way you
yeah, go ahead.
sniff that out is probably a great thing to know too, just as like flags or things to think about when people are. It's just useful information for people who are entrepreneurs to have in general,
Oh,
because
for
I think
sure.
it sounds great, right? If you hadn't known more, you might have been like, sure, I need that, but it's good
Right,
that you
right.
know what you do. So
Oh my, there's a lot of people here.
There's a big fight about to happen, I think.
Man,
I'm
where
distracted by
these people
shiny
come from?
chests.
Noise. Yeah, well, and you asked how we deal with it, sort of if we deal with it. It's
Yeah,
it's not really the business. I mean, business. That's not really what real good AI is doing or setting out to do, but it is a thing we kind of have to. We get a lot of people who are like, "Oh, it says AI. Your name says AI. So what kind of chatbot are you building?" Or like,
uh,
"What can you?" And it's like, and it's a funny thing that our organization is connected directly to these sorts of things that read more as like scams, or maybe aren't scams, but are not. Oh boy, they're coming.
yeah, there's a lot of them.
Nice. Behind you, Bob.
Oh no, hammered to death.
Oh boy.
Oh shoot. Hi, party.
Hello. This is the party of people who have been destroyed.
Whoever of our alive people win will decide which of us lives.
Oh my god.
Yeah. I can't live if you're still alive. There's like 5 of them trying to get you. Oh hey.
Oh my
Oh,
gosh.
there we go.
Aw.
Wow.
One just showed up to revive the guy that was by us anyway, so.
Well, I think the thing that we do face with that, though, is a lot of splash off of distrust of people, because people think we're
Right.
running something like that where we're going to say it's free up front and ask for money later, but that's obviously not our mission or what we have going on at all. So just running against that as a thing out there that I bet other people are getting as well.
Right. Right.
All right. Well, it's unfortunate that my audio broke, but we are coming up on 4 o'clock. And we will be respectful of your time, Andy. But we do a thing at the end of the stream here where I'm streaming separately on my channel, and I'm gonna raid over my viewers into the Real Good channel just to encourage everyone to follow. And you're totally welcome to hang out. We usually talk a little more, maybe play another round. but I am going to end my stream right now. So if you're watching on my end, follow the raid. Make sure you go follow twitch.tv/realgoodai. And even if you don't, make sure you go to the website because there's a newsletter. There are volunteer groups and information about that. There are things I'm forgetting because I know there's at least one other thing I was supposed to mention. But realgoodai.org. Links will be in chat. But also, if you come over to the Twitch channel, we'll talk about it, and there'll be stuff there. Also, apparently, James really likes my pink bear and was singing a song for me.
Aw.
Aw.
That's our 2-year-old.
Cute.